welcome back. We are back with Hell's Paradise. I mean, you saw the thumbnail title, you knew, and we're going over episode 4.
Yeah, 5. Episode 5.
5. Yeah, 4 is last.
Before we get started, make sure you guys scroll down, see if that subscribe button's red. If it is, give it a click, please. Every subscribe counts. We appreciate every one of you guys that subscribe.
Caught me off guard.
Give it a like if you guys want to.
But what if their favorite color?
There's plenty of red in the world. Let's not leave it on the subscribe button.
Yeah, episode 5. Do what Big Dan said. Episode 5, right? 5?
Mm-hmm.
5.
Not
Episode
4.
5.
5. All right, T. What you think about 5?
So it was a little slower, but I think that's kind of like expected because they're like, I guess you like settling in because Gabby Maru like was whipping up a dish of just like a bunch of stuff that he found.
Looking it.
Yeah, he's cooking it, but yeah, so he was just like scouting, just kind of like knows what is edible and stuff, and he kind of just like mashed it all together in just like one big like I guess just I don't even know
Hot
like
pot.
I don't even
Ball
know
of
call it like a
potluck.
stew,
Potluck.
like a stew or whatever. But yeah, so like I think it's kind of cool to show because I feel like it was the only one that has like that survival capability among that group that can kind of like live off the land and stuff. Because what's her? I can't think of her name now again, but she
Yuzu.
was kind of like she was supervising, and then everybody else was kind of like out doing something. I also like how it still plays off of like Gabby Maru and Seguri's relationship of like how they both are just learning from each other, and I like how it's like I don't think they understand how much they're learning. Like they don't get that the other person's learning as much from them as they are from like if that makes sense. Like it's a very like go back and forth relationship. They're both picking up on stuff like both characteristics of each other. I think it's pretty cool. Um, I like the end where the Beast Man pulls up, and I think that's a really good stopping point because he just kind of like slices the dude pretty much in half, not quite.
I
And I
forgot.
forgot
Out of his
That's
torso.
how that dude
yeah,
died.
that and I that's how Segura gets her sword back, right? She pulls it off that one of the two swords he has. That's what I'm guessing because I can't remember
Well,
because
she had her sword.
No, her sword's
So,
broke.
He had
so
a
what?
sword.
She
had
was
a sword,
using the
and
one
Oh yeah.
that
what happened
from
was
the samurai guy. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
the
so
swordsmith guy.
what happened was is that Genji, the Isamon that they were traveling with, drew a sword out on Sagiri, telling her to go back home because she's a woman and this is not where she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be married to the next head of the Yamada clan, and so on and so forth. And then old boy gets ripped damn near in half.
Yeah, because what when we see her sword after her broken the fight with Gamaru, but then when Genji's talking to her, it shows like um a picture of the guy dead, the weapon expert.
Yeah, it was the monk
Mm-hmm.
who was like
The
in love
the
with
the
weapons.
bloody monk or whatever.
Yeah, so it's from that
Oh,
first fight because they were still in the area.
yeah, they
after
had
that
they had
fight.
a big argument about like her losing her sword and so on and so forth, and saying that she doesn't have the skills necessary to be on the island because this is for battle and she doesn't have the necessary battle skills.
Yeah.
Is what Genji was talking about. So, and
I
Yeah,
don't
and
know if
as
it
it
I can
was.
was
see where he's coming from. For
I don't
yeah,
sure.
know
what
if
we
it
were
was too
talking
much of
about
a.
last episode was about like the currents and shit. Like you kind of figured that out too, because all the boats are all piled up and
Yeah.
all the tentacles and everything everywhere.
Well, yeah, we meet Nuragai and his Isamon, and
Her,
after they're trying her, you're right, it is a
a
her.
black queen.
It's funny how long it takes him to realize it.
Oh yeah, he's like
For her to
kind
be
of
like, oh,
woman
we just turned
shaped,
around naked for you to finally damn realize it.
and then just shrugs off the whole notion of her. He didn't even acknowledge her saying that they're gonna get married.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
even knowing how the situation between Genji, I forgot that's how he died. But even knowing how that situation, the conversation, the whole time I was watching, I was like, "Wait, can't guy Mario just come and like kick his neck or something?"
Yeah, that's what I was
Even
saying.
though
Can
I
this
knew
bitch just
that he
get
didn't,
chopped up already?
it's just I feel like that would have been how it should have been. So I should have been.
Yeah, my thoughts on it is I didn't think Genji was like arguing with Sagiri too much about like the sword, how she like found one. He was more saying like the Samon shouldn't use those weapons. Like they should only use like good swords. But then
Hmm.
he also brought up like a warrior procures weapons, right?
Hmm.
Like
So
if he
he's
loses a
being
If
weapon,
they
you
lose
find
one on the
one.
battlefield, they
he's
find one.
literally going against what he's saying that she's not ready for it, but then saying that he did what a warrior would do by
Yeah,
grabbing
and
another
then
weapon. So
she used what he said against him when he drew his sword on her. She procured a weapon, snatched his sword from him, and he was not happy about that.
No,
she's a dog,
and then he
bro.
got bodied.
That's why she's the number one character.
Stronger than Gabimaru,
That's what he said.
Yeah,
said by
she's my favorite
Gabimaru.
character. I like how her story goes like hand in hand with his. And
Well,
that
and the
brings me
thing
to we
is,
saw Tenza in Naruga. Narugi. I can't remember his dude, I'm terrible saying these names.
That's
it's
a weird
New
one.
guy is
Yeah,
what
newer
it
guy
is.
or
Naruga.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it shows the relationship. What I was trying to say. The relationship between the prisoner, each of them have a really good dynamic. And honestly, when they show, especially after seeing Tenza and his prisoner, it shows like I would be fine with watching whole episode or two of just like one of those two partnerships going on an adventure. That's how good I think they're building the relationship between all of them. Though they are like obviously one's supposed to be the executioner, but I
Mhm.
feel like they even Senta and Yuzu, I think she respects him to a certain point, and we'll see that more down the road. The Gaimaru and Sagiri, obviously, and then Tenza and Narugi, they want to get married already. So
Well, she
Yeah.
does.
yeah,
I think they're dropping the prisoner and the executioner roles fairly quickly. I
yeah,
feel like they're kind of just realizing like this place sucks and we're gonna have to work together to get out of here.
Mhm.
So like let's not like be an ass, I guess, back and forth to each other. They need to work together. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see them like already very quickly adjusting to how the island's gonna work. And I mean, they're still even going through. There's still a lot of stuff they got to figure out, but it shows like their adaptability with it. I'd say.
Yeah, I think one thing that I think is pretty good about this episode is it kind of shows their growth and their in their end goal. Like Sagiri has changed from like wanting to just prove herself as, a samurai to now she wants to live how she wants to. Like she doesn't want
Mhm.
anyone to like tell her, "Oh, you're a woman, you need to do this." Like she wants to make her own decisions.
And I'm pretty sure
Which
she says that too, doesn't she?
yeah, she does. That's
Mhm.
uh
Near the
a
end.
pretty cool part. Um, and then you also see like Gabby Maru changing from like, okay, I'm gonna do everything I can to just go back to my wife to okay, I'm gonna try to do everything I can to get back to my wife, but I'm also gonna try to help others who are helping me. Like
Strategically do
yeah,
it.
Mhm.
he's kind of realizing like, okay, I can't do this alone, which I think is a pretty cool part of this because his whole life he's like, I'm the baddest there is. Like no one can stand up to me.
so yeah.
Yeah, he's
Going
always
off what
like
you said,
diving into stuff
I
and
feel
not
like
like what you're saying,
we're already
backing off and
seeing
realizing to
we're
look
already
at
seeing
it.
a crap ton of growth from a lot of the characters
Hmm.
so early on.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
Honestly,
just think this
It's
episode
extremely
really
quick,
like
especially
zooms
within
in
the
on that
first 5
growth.
episodes.
say I like all of the groups. The only one I would say, like, obviously they have a good relationship with brothers, but Toby and
Oh,
Toma, I cannot. I don't know. Every time it's just like chapters focused on them and everything. It just, I don't know. It just drags it down for me. Hopefully the
It's
anime changes it for me.
they're gonna get lit.
I just don't. I say like following any of the other ones. I'm fine with, but
I think they just bring a different perspective because everyone else is bringing like prisoner and like samurai, right? Like prisoner, person watching over the prisoner. They're more just like, leader, follower.
Mhm.
So there's no fear built up in there. There's like, one person thinks that he needs to rule the other person and, do what he wants. The other person's following blindly. There's no pushback. As
I
in like
I
Toby's
agree.
pushing, whatever is just following.
I agree, except for with doing Senta, like
Mhm.
the power is reversed there.
No,
Yeah,
it
but
definitely
And
is.
then,
I don't think
but Gabimaru and
Yuzu's
Sagiri is
really
like that, but
pushing.
they're changing.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
she's
think
just Sensei's
she's
just there
just
for the
kind
ride
of
at this point.
yeah, she's more like swindling. She's trying to like use everybody. Where I think Chobi's just trying to like he's trying to be the ruler.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and say he was the king of bandits before any of
If
this happened.
anyone's gonna be in control, it's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty much.
Mhm.
And if like Sagiri was trying to be the ruler, Gabimaru would push back. He wouldn't allow that. He wants to,
Mhm.
do this for himself, but obviously their chemistry is working out pretty well.
Well, they're
Whereas
working to like an equal setting between them, equal ground.
yeah,
So
where Chobi is just like 100% in control and the other guy's just
yeah,
following him blindly.
Just along
Chobe
for
is
the
the
ride.
older brother.
Yeah.
It's older brother is leading the younger brother,
Mhm.
and that's literally the whole aspect of them, for the most part.
Yeah,
Which I don't know if that's kind of why you feel that way, Danielle, but I can kind of see using that.
I just don't mess with them.
And that's okay.
Hopefully it'll change, but let's say it changed a little bit towards the end. But as it is now, or the story, it's just, I don't mess with.
Hmm.
Yep, that leads me into since we're 5 episodes in, I'm predicting common, not common, but as of late, Map of Fashion probably gonna get about 12 episodes. I would assume. Chainsaw Man,
Yeah,
Spy
most
Family,
likely.
both 12 episodes. I think Villain Saga was a little bit longer too,
Vinland
but
Saga, I think it was what 13.
I don't know. I haven't checked. It was a shorter arc, so probably. And I was gonna see what you guys are, what you guys have. What do you guys think about it overall? Like, you can give it a rating if that's easier.
You want a rating?
That would be the easiest way.
I'm gonna give it right now. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think it's going at a decent pace for what it is, and it's not leaving a lot out. So we're getting pretty much the whole story. Um, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's
You guys?
it.
I would probably have. That's
It's
my
tough.
Bluetooth happening.
It's tough.
Shoot.
Daniel, go.
Uh,
Oh no, he's back.
but yeah, that just fell out of my ear. But yeah, I think I have to give it a 9.5, maybe a little closer to a 10. Just because like from reading it and like wondering how it was going to be animated and everything, I feel like they've done a hell of a job for it. Because yeah, it's one of my favorite stories that I've read, and it just coming to like to being animated, I think it's really good. I'm more curious about where they're gonna cut off season 1 at. I don't know where that cutoff point where because are we still technically in book 1 right now?
Volume.
I think
We're
I
just
think we're
starting
until
volume 3.
we're
Volume
starting
3?
volume 3.
I believe so.
I
Yeah.
see. I couldn't remember if we're like halfway through 2 or just
Yeah.
like at the
Or
beginning.
in that
we,
area.
we still need to see the angel fight. That'll probably be where it ends is the angel fight.
Or do you think it's gonna be where maybe they start introducing the other, like I guess enemies?
No,
that-
when we first get a glimpse of the main boss is the end of 2. So you're right, in the middle of 2. I remember reading that while waiting for I can't remember what I was waiting for, but I was reading it while I was waiting for something, and I was reading book 2. That is how book 2.
See, I feel like they can go a little longer than that.
Oh yeah, we in the trailer
When
we
we
see
when we
stuff
hop out of here,
from like
I'll
volume
give
5 or
mine.
volume 6.
When we
Oh.
hop out of here, I'll give my like how I think 2 is probably gonna begin, where around the area. Once we hop out of here, I'll tell you guys, but just not to be like any kind of spoiler or anything.
So my ranking, I don't want to be shot by the firing squad, but I'd probably give it like an 8 or 8.5.
That's understandable.
I know you're giving me some looks, but hear me out. I love the story. I love everything. There's some things I wish were animated a little better. Like some of the fighting, I feel like could be animated better. Especially like at the end of episode 5 where we see the guy get hit and he gets like cut in half. I feel like there could be some more like effects thrown off, some more like particles, like some more blood or whatever. Um, I don't know. That part, just the animation and the fights is kind of where I'm at. I mean, the fights are good. I just, I'm spoiled because my favorite show is that.
Oh,
Uh,
don't forget, hey, Jujutsu Kaisen is just as good.
I don't know about that. But
It's top. It's top two, and it's two.
it'll stay there. Uh,
We don't know. This
but
next season might be some heat.
could be. Yeah, I just think I'm leaning more towards 8.5, just because the story is really good.
All right, so 8.5, 9.5, 9.75. What T was? Say closer to 10. So,
Yeah.
um, it's when you look at how obviously the animation is good. It's not the best, but it's good, and I mean, it's up there with the best of like what we're expecting from animation now. Um, the characters are portrayed really well. The voice acting was chosen really good. I do like the fights. The only thing I've had an issue with was the when they're fighting the tentacles. It was hitting the little like couple slashes or like 15 slashes type thing. Um, and
Yeah,
then
there's like a circle slashes and then like
yeah,
10 tentacles just flew away. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
so and with the hype of this is the first series, I think for any of us that we have read because there was not an anime for it. Just saw it, thought it'd be good, bought it, read it, and then and we saw the announcement for the anime, and we waited for over a year and a half for it to come out.
Something like that, yeah.
So based off of all that, I gotta give it a 10 so far. But that's just me. I'd say it might be just because it is the first time we have been rewarded with because we were wondering like who was gonna do it when we saw it was Mappa. We were like, all right,
Yeah.
we got some hope, and we were just how is it gonna be done and everything. Like Kaiju, a lot of people turned off. We all have like the same wait to see how it happens before we judge it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's for me so far. I'd say it's a 10. Obviously, I think a lot of the it carries from the story just being good.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, the story's phenomenal.
yeah, I mean we all are in around the same ballpark. 8.5 ain't crazy.
Listen,
I see why
I
you
can't
didn't
give
want to
it a
go
10.
first.
I can't give it a 10.
For 5
I can't.
episodes?
I can't give it a 10.
What went
Just
why is it went down then? Because when we did it after like episode 2, you had it at a 9, I
yeah,
believe.
I've reconsidered in my head because I've watched quite a bit of different anime, and when you compare some of the animations in this show to others, like not even like Demon Slayer, just to others, it lacks in some aspects. Like I've been watching Shield Hero. It has some really good animation. Like the fights in it are nuts. And that's not even like a super big name anime. So I just feel like there could be some improvements.
Well, yeah,
But it's
comparing
still
the fights to I guess it doesn't drag it down as much for me, but compared to fights to like anything like yeah, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen,
well,
Fate.
not
Fate
just the
has
fights too, just
Fate's fights
some of the
are
animations. I mean,
damn
some
near
of the
top.
animations in Hell's Paradise are incredible though. Like the one where we see all the souls wrapped around Sagiri and then all of them wrapped around Gabby Maru, like comparing them. That picture was very good to look, like very nice to look at.
All the
But
foliage has been
yeah,
pretty crazy.
all the like atmosphere is really good, but then there's some scene like parts where the characters don't look great, and then like the fights are kind of, you know. So just for me, it's an 8.5 right now. It could change. I mean, we're about to see, we're teased at the end of episode 5 a pretty big fight coming up, so this could sway me depending on how, how it's gonna go.
I see what you mean because even like Chainsaw Man in episode 1, yeah, it's in episode 1. The freaking animations on everything
Hmm.
phenomenal, and it didn't go down. You thought it would get worse. You thought they put all of their
Yeah,
money
Chainsaw
towards
Man's
that
just
one episode,
insane.
but the whole thing,
Yeah,
Fate, I feel the same way. I feel like, but I mean, Fate Zero was done by Ufotable. No surprise.
yeah.
But even
I
Stay
just
Night
feel
was really
like
good.
there's so much good animation now that you have to be on top of everything to like be considered good animation. And I'm not saying Hell's Paradise isn't good animation because it is good animation. It's just not top of the line, you know? That's just my opinion.
I have to look more because I from what I've seen, I haven't noticed any like crazy bad parts besides the slashes. That I'll have to watch more, recently, like the smaller stuff. Well, anything else you guys want to wrap up?
I'm good.
Everybody else good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know when our next will be, but be on the lookout for it. Should 5 days probably, hopefully.
Could be
But
here
yeah.
soon.
All right. Talk to you later. See
See
ya.
ya.
Later.